Yee-haw! Get along, little doggy.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the MustacheAndTheBeard.com. Two Grey Geeks changing the world, one post at a time. My name is Louis Matos. I am the Mustache, and as we decided, I'm going to be Sheriff Corona, and he's going to be Sheriff Medalla. No, I'm Sheriff Medalla. Yeah.
I'm Sheriff Corona.
Already started.
Too much apple juice.
And we are going to be talking about what we have our new feature, Streaming Cinema Authentic Review. And so joining me today, as always, is my buddy
Junior Figueroa here, a.k.a. The Beard, also known as Sheriff Corona. That's right. Because, I'm like a little bit of lime. Sweet, but a little bit of lime. How y'all doing?
Not virus.
No, not that Corona. Not that Corona. I am in a fantastic mood. You know why I'm in a fantastic mood?
I have a guess, but go ahead, tell them.
I got my laptop back. Oh, yeah.
I'm happy too.
Yeah, I got it. I got my, after about a month, right? About 4 or 5 weeks. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks that my laptop has been in the repair shop, and I just got it back today. I am alive! Yes!
All right. Watch it there. You almost hit me. All right. Yeah, we're going to be talking about a little bit of hitting, right?
a little bit of hitting and a little bit of hurting.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, this is our new feature called Streaming Cinema Authentic Reviews.
SCAR.
Yes, SCAR.
SCAR.
Yeah, SCAR number 1. So, you're breaking in with us with this new feature. Basically, it's going to be a review, but kind of the way that we do it, we like to, a
lot of background.
Yeah, a lot of background so that everyone can make their choices, cinematic choices, with having some caveats and understanding why we like certain movies and we don't like others. All right, so
and fun facts. We'll throw in some fun facts as well as we know them.
Okay, so now because we are in Hi June. We're all pretty excited, and we've been excited throughout with all these westerns that we've been looking at. And one of the things that we had on our trailer was one of your suggestions, Breakheart Pass.
I wanted to do Breakheart Pass because it's not only a western, it is a mystery. It's a mystery western. A mistern.
Yes, which is a
westery.
Which is a little weird because you'd think that one of our favorite authors, Alistair MacLean, would have done something a little more action or all action, and yet he chose to go the mystery route.
Yeah, with a western setting. To my mind, anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of another western that Alistair MacLean did.
No.
So he opted to use a mystery, an actual mystery, as the basis for his western setting. Which is, unique. This is why I wanted to cover it for High June.
Okay. The screenplay is written by Alistair MacLean in 1975, a year after he actually wrote the novel Breakheart Pass. So that's pretty interesting as well.
And I read the novel.
Oh, really?
After having seen the movie.
Okay.
And the two are virtually identical. To my recollection, the two, it's as identical as you can get with two different mediums.
Right.
Of course, there's going to be some changes, but they were like minuscule. Yeah. Insignificant changes.
All right. So this is directed by Tom Gries, Gries, who did a lot of TV stuff. He directed a lot, like Rifleman episodes. He wrote some and directed some. I mean, he's
got a solid Western background.
Yes, a lot of yeah. And again, 1970s shows and things of that nature. So, all right. The music is by Jerry Goldsmith. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of our nominations for.
Yes, Jerry Goldsmith. That's the guy. That's Star Trek.
Yeah, okay.
If nothing else, although he has a host
of music,
but if nothing else, Star Trek.
All right. This was filmed in north central Idaho, which is the setting. Although the governor is the governor of Utah, so
right.
I think they're trying to say that this is Utah.
Utah, right? Yeah.
All right. So it's 95 minutes running time, and I think that's all I wanted to say about pre-production.
I'll tell you one thing though. That 95 minutes, it seems longer.
It does seem longer.
It seems longer. You don't feel like if you got skimped. You know, you're telling me 95, and I'm thinking that, wow, I thought this was a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, he did a little more like Agatha Christie than.
Yes.
I found it very Agatha Christie as opposed to, Alistair McLean.
As opposed to Guns of Navarone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I have for pre-production, unless you have something else.
No.
Okay. So then, what we typically do is we go through the characters. So I have a list of the characters, and
let's tell them the basic premise of.
You want to do the summary already?
Well, not a summary. Do you have?
I have a summary written. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You can read it.
It would help if I had my glasses on.
But I think we usually do the characters and then we do the beat by beat. But we'll do the summary now. This is a new thing. You can change it.
Yeah, let me do the summary.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm going to read what you wrote.
Yeah,
I very much like what you wrote.
That's fine.
You're such a cute
Go ahead.
Okay, when the diphtheria breaks out at Fort Humboldt, right, an army fort, a train is dispatched with medical supplies and relief troops. Also on board are Utah's governor, his mistress, a marshal, and his prisoner, outlaw John Deacon. As the train passes through the mountains, soldiers go missing, telegraph lines are cut, and it's discovered there's no real epidemic, there's a conspiracy happening. That's the movie. That's the movie.
And it's all on point.
That's the movie.
All right.
Nothing, as the trailer said, nothing is as it seems to be. No one is who they seem to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all... It's great because it does keep you on in suspense as to who's what and who's the good guy. I'm not sure.
Yes.
All right, so...
and who are the bad guys?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. We're not sure.
Who am I supposed to hate? Tell me. Who am I supposed to hate?
All right, so this has a great Western cast. All right, so Charles Bronson is the lead, right?
Charles Bronson. And at his peak. You could tell, this is him. This is not, as he was the
winding
slow.
down.
Yeah, this isn't him during the slow decline, right? This is him at his peak.
Yeah, 1975. The man looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, and you see him jump a couple of times. And I'm like,
he's doing his own stunts.
I'm like, wow, that's pretty good.
So obviously him.
Yeah. All right, so he plays John Deacon, an outlaw that in the early going, they immediately say, oh, $2,000 reward for this guy.
Yeah, murderer, arsonist, embezzler, really despicable character.
All right, so Charles Bronson. Then we have Ben Johnson, U.S. Marshal Pierce. Ben Johnson.
God, you can't talk about westerns without talking about Ben Johnson. Not only in his own right, but as the long-standing sidekick of John Wayne.
Yeah. All right, so another good actor playing the U.S. Marshal, and he's the one that takes in Deacon, John Deacon, Bronson's character, and is going to take him to the fort. All right. Let's see. Richard Crenna.
The Krenna.
Another person. Governor
First Blood.
Fairchild. Yeah.
First Blood.
Nothing is over.
Nothing is over. And not just First Blood. First Blood, Rambo, Rambo 3.
Let's go all through those. No, and he has other movies too that, you know.
No, and TV shows too.
Definitely a good actor.
I think he started in The Real McCoys on TV. This is early TV. Yeah.
All right. And then Jill Ireland, his mistress/girlfriend.
And, of course, Mrs. Charles Bronson.
Yes, Mrs. Charles Bronson.
Mrs. Charles Bronson. One time, Mrs. David McCallum. She used to be married to Ducky on NCIS. And David McCallum and Charles Bronson were best friends. And then she left David McCallum to marry Charles Bronson. And there went that friendship.
All right, she did a Yoko Ono.
This is a little Hollywood insider.
All right. Attractive lady. She plays this naive character. All right, that is like kind of wide-eyed, you know, and with a good heart.
With a good heart, and outspoken. When she thinks that something's wrong, she'll say it. You know, she's just like you said, naive.
Yeah. And from the beginning, you're like, okay, I like her. All right, Charles Durning, he plays O'Brien.
The engineer, the train engineer.
Yeah. All right, so as a train engineer, he kind of has direction. He says, we're doing this, we're going that way.
It's going to take us this long to get here. You know, he's the font of train information.
Yeah. All right, then we have David Huddleston playing Dr. Molyneux.
I actually like David Huddleston as an actor. His part was too small in this movie, but he's a real Lobo too.
Yeah, I know.
And I've always liked, and of course our favorite Blazing Saddles. He's in Blazing Saddles as well. So I actually like David Huddleston.
Yes, plays this medical character, and
because they're having, there's a diphtheria outbreak at Fort Humboldt, so he's on the train to go treat the outbreak.
Yeah, that's his responsibility.
That's his responsibility.
All right, then we have Ed Lauder. Is how I normally pronounce it. It could be Ed Lauder. Yeah. He's Major Claremont. All right, and he plays a military person, and you look at him.
And he's good at it.
He looks like a military person.
Right, because they're the troops, relief troops, because of the diphtheria outbreak.
Right. So on board the train, there are like 25 other soldiers.
Right. True.
Yeah. All right. Then we have Bill McKinney, who's Reverend Peabody.
Right. Another familiar face. Oh, he is all over the place.
What's funny is, like, I'm telling you all these characters, and you're starting to see, wait a second, that is kind of like what they have in a mystery. They have a doctor, they have a reverend, they have a military person, Major Claremont,
a lawman,
they have the governor,
and all on a train. Sound familiar?
Yes, absolutely. Murder on the Orient Express, which is why I said Agatha Christie. It seems like an Agatha Christie mystery. All right, then there is Ed Littlesky, is Chief Whitehand. All right, and he's not on the train. He's...
Because this is a Western.
Yeah.
We got Indians.
Yes.
Okay? We got cavalry, and we got Indians.
All right. And then we have Archie Moore, who is the Carlos. He's the cook.
Boxer Archie Moore.
And the last person I'm going to talk about is Robert Tessier. He's Levi Calhoun.
Oh, the bad guy.
The bad guy. All right, so we have one guy that is obviously the bad guy.
Yeah, and he's always the bad guy. He's I remember him in The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds, The Longest Yard. He's the guy who breaks Jaws. The actor that plays Jaws. I can't remember his name now. Do you know who I'm talking?
Yes.
In The Longest Yard, he breaks his nose. Can you imagine that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're talking how tough this guy is.
All right.
So what's up next, oh wise and mustached one?
All right. Just as we typically do, we do after we talk about the movie, the summary, and the characters. We now are going to be talking about a little bit about production. All right. Old wise and bearded one. Older. All right.
bearded one.
Okay. So the reception. Let's talk about the reception to this movie.
Okay. How well received was it?
It was not well received.
Not at all.
Not only that, it had a $6 million budget, and it made $2.1 million.
Really?
Yes.
So it's considered a flop.
It is a flop.
But did it redeem itself
in
DVD?
In video sales, it's still considered not a well-received movie. I think, and we'll talk about, I think, one of the reasons why it might. Well, we might talk about a few reasons in a few minutes. Of that $6 million, $1 million was Charles Bronson's salary. So Charles Bronson made $1 million, and he was supposed to get 10% of the receipts. So I don't know how they did that part.
Yeah, well, it depends upon if it said the profits, and there was no profits, then you know
he probably got nothing.
Then he walked away with just the $1 million.
Yeah, which
oh gee, I'm so sorry. You walked away with just $1 million.
How bad do you feel for him?
oh, my heart bleeds.
All right, and then for casting, I think they made good choices.
Yes.
Every single
excellent cast.
Every
Excellent
single person, you see them in that role.
You believe them in that role.
And
Ben Johnson, you believe him in that role.
I love Ben Johnson.
Me too.
So
oh my God.
He could read the phone book and I'd be like, okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Great emoting.
Yes.
All right. So the music. How did you feel about the music?
I love the music.
Did you love the music?
Yeah, I love the music.
It was very subtle. It wasn't like
especially
flourishes.
the for the credits. Mm-hmm. I still have that tune in my head, and even though we watched it the other day, I liked the music. I really did.
All right. I simply thought it was adequate. I was surprised that it was Jerry Goldsmith after everything, because it never. Well, I mean, it did its job because it never like broke in like with the. Sometimes you get like these big musical scores that just take over, and you're like, wait.
You're right. It's not adding to the movie.
Yeah,
it's attracting.
Yeah. So there are some really good touches, especially during the murder scene when the guy is thrown off the train.
Right.
That is pretty well done. The blood is I mean they showed the blood. I mean this guy.
There's blood, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not over the top.
Right. It's not over the top.
But the blood is very 70s, very red, kind of like, grindhouse.
Yeah.
A little grindhouse. All right, and
it's funny because in this movie, the poor Charles Bronson, but they use him like a slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a prisoner. He goes every menial thing that has to be done. They send him to go do it.
Go throw wood in the engine.
Yeah, the guy fell off the train. Go down the trestle and check to make sure he's dead.
Why me? And he goes, well, you have a medical background, don't you?
Go to this.
All right. The action sequence. There's only one that I can remember very well. The one on top of the train.
You mean fight scene?
Fight scene,
right?
Yeah, but that's like the real action fight scene. I mean, they do fight inside of the train.
No, but there's also the battle at the end.
Yeah, that's true. Cowboys and Indians.
Cavalry and Indians.
Yeah.
Cavalry and Indians. Yeah. Yeah. There's only one real. Bronson only has one real fight. Mm-hmm. The one on the train, which is reminiscent of the fight in Where Eagles Dare on top of the cable car.
Yes, and the two producers of Where Eagles Dare are the ones that produced this movie.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so they were kind of like saying, you know what, let's do that again.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, so let's see. Cinematography is very good because it gives you that claustrophobic feeling because you're inside of a train.
Right, but then at the end, right, when we get out of the train, it was sweeping wide vistas,
which is what we
pull
get.
Pull back camera work.
Yeah, which is what you would normally expect in a Western.
Right, Westerns usually have those wide vistas.
Yes, because you need to see nature and long for that time, you know. Whereas this one, most of the movie takes place boom, 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 boom in this train.
You notice how they always make it winter so nobody will get off the train.
Yeah.
Even when the train stops, nobody gets off the train because it's winter. It's winter in this movie. It's winter in Murder on the Orient Express. And it's on purpose because they want you. It's like a locked room mystery. And they want you in that claustrophobic setting. Mm-hmm. However, in this particular case, because it is a Western, and it does have this larger
story.
Well, the climax, of course, is too big for the train. So then the movie flips, and at that point, now there's no longer a reason to feel claustrophobic. So now we're given these wide open shots, and the camera.
Right, and the mystery is over with by that time. By that time, they know who are the good guys, who are the bad guys. And so then you get these shots where it starts off in a close-up, and then the camera will pull. But I mean all the way back so that you see the vast panorama, which is cool. It's cool. It's legitimate. Uh-huh. All right, and so as you were talking about the inside of the train, I wanted to say I love the set design because you feel okay. This is the locomotive car. We're in the locomotive car. We're in the wood car. You know, the one that keeps and then they put us in the baggage car. You know, with all the storage and stuff.
And the stateroom, the person's stateroom.
Yeah. So we know where.
By the time you get to resolving the mystery, you know that train by the back, like the back of your hand.
Yeah, and you know, okay, they're in the dining car. You know, that's where they are. So yeah, it's really good at set design, which I appreciate. The costuming is authentic, at least to my knowledge. Right. It seemed all very authentic. Mm-hmm. I like the costuming.
Right, he looked like a marshal. Mm-hmm. He looked like a reverend. He looked like a doctor. He looked like a governor. He certainly, the colonel, the major, looked like a major. He was in uniform. So beautiful. She looked gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Jill Ireland looked gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. Now let's go to ratings and recommendations.
First,
yes.
I just had this idea.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to talk to you, so these people are seeing us brainstorm right now. Okay. Since we're doing a new thing, how about if before we do the ratings, each of us says the thing that they like the most, the scene or the thing in the movie that they like the most.
Okay.
Yeah,
your biggest like. Okay.
Your biggest like. Okay. The biggest like, if you have a like, because it is possible we could be reviewing.
Okay, biggest like or biggest disappointment.
Biggest disappointment.
Okay.
Either one. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll do it first.
What's the biggest like in this movie?
Okay, my biggest like is that I was surprised because I totally expected this mystery done like an Alistair McLean thing. Mm-hmm. And it was totally not that. It was very much, like I mentioned, it was a very It was a mystery like Agatha Christie mystery. Whereas it was a little slow, which, I didn't expect. Because Alistair MacLean, he doesn't have a lot of exposition. He doesn't allow for that. He just boom, 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 and
you get into the action.
Yeah, you're moving throughout the whole thing.
And you learn the characters as the action happens.
Right. So as this story, yes, there's movement. The train is moving the whole time, right? But inside, there's a lot of static discussion, which is heavy on the characterization, which is great, which is what we need in a mystery. And little by little, wait, is that a hint at, is Archie Moore a bad guy? Is it the cook?
Is it the cook?
Is it the governor?
Is it the steward?
Yeah, is it Bronson himself? So you get a lot of red herrings like you would normally do in a mystery. And so that was my biggest surprise, not a disappointment, just like, wow, this is very different from, I love Alistair MacLean, his writing.
So do I. One of my favorites.
And which is odd because this is like not him. Mm-hmm. Other than one standout scene, that fight scene on top of the train, that's it. And I was like, okay, that's where I was like, oh yeah, that's Alistair MacLean. So I would say that would be my greatest surprise. It was more of a murder mystery than it was an action movie.
And similar, that's for me, it's similar. The thing that I like the most, that I have always liked the most about this movie, is that it is a mystery. When I saw the movie in the theater when it first came out, I was expecting a Western. Mm-hmm. I was unaware of Alistair MacLean's connection to it. I was going to see a Charles Bronson movie, a Charles Bronson Western. Now I'm sitting there, the movie starts, I see Alistair MacLean, I'm like, whoa, wow, cool. I didn't know Alistair MacLean had done any Westerns. Then the movie progresses and I'm like, this is a murder mystery.
Yeah.
And I happen to love murder mysteries. Mm-hmm. I love Murder on the Orient Express. Uh-huh. I love Agatha Christie. So I'm watching like, wow. And I came out of it like, wow, I watched a mystery Western. I had never seen a mystery Western before. And that is the thing that has always thrilled me the most about this movie, that it is a mystery Western.
And hence the reason why you wanted to do this for
High June, because I wanted to do something that is not a typical Western. Mm-hmm. We could sit here and talk about Randolph Scott for the next month.
Uh-huh. And John Wayne for 3 months after that.
And Audie Murphy, and we could.
And Roy Rogers. Yeah, we haven't even talked about those guys.
Oh God, we could. But I wanted to try, some that are offbeat, that are not, that aren't marching to the same drum as all the other Westerns, like Breakheart Pass. And that's why I wanted to do this for High June.
Now let's go to ratings and recommendations.
Ratings and recommendations.
All right, I'm going to go first because
go right ahead.
You had already seen this. You already know what you're going to rate it. Me, I am like a little bit on the fence because of the fact that I liked it a lot. I love mysteries, right? And so it fits in with that. But the whole thing of Alistair MacLean, I was like, I guess, and listen, I love Dean Koontz, and he occasionally does this thing where he does books in the way an elite of that author of that genre will do it. So he did this book that I love in the style of Alistair MacLean, and I was like, wow, he totally did the voice right. And Alistair MacLean did this in the voice of Agatha Christie. Mm-hmm. No, someone could tell me I'm wrong, But there's no way anybody could convince me that he wasn't trying to do this in Alice, this book.
Not that he was trying to rip her off.
No, homage her. Absolutely.
He had he was how would you call that? He had her voice in his head.
Yeah,
he had her voice in his head.
And he used her template for doing mysteries. I know how to speak. I do this professionally, occasionally. All right, so I am going to give this 4 Grey Geeks. All right, because it totally, like I said, it switched it for me. I was expecting something, and he gave me something different. Not something worse, something different than what I expected. And so I say 4 out of 5 Grey Geeks, which is excellent for us. Mm-hmm. So that's my rating and my recommendation. So if you like mysteries, if you like Agatha Christie type style, Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple, listen, this is like that. All right, so
me?
Now it's your turn.
Okay. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. A huge Alistair MacLean fan. I'm a big Charles Bronson fan. I'm a big Western fan. I'm a big mystery fan. So what more could I ask for?
It gives you everything.
Jesus, it
ticks all the boxes.
Yes. So I recommend the movie. I really do. If you're a mystery fan, watch it. If you're a Western fan, watch it. If you're a Bronson fan, well, then you've probably already seen it. So I recommend this movie, and I give it 4.5 Grey Geeks.
Okay.
Okay.
Not significantly different.
No.
But yeah, absolutely thrilled that you brought this to our attention, that you didn't do this by yourself, that you actually included me in the post. I really appreciate it.
You're so cute.
Okay. With that having been said, my name is Louis Matos. I'm the Mustache.
I am Junior Figueroa. I be the beard.
So we say thank you for watching.
Hasta la vista.
See you later. Take it easy
and peace.